I am ready now.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
And what can we expect?
Surprises!
Engineered by Jay Timko and produced by Eric Beatty. And without further delay, it's showtime! Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Alrighty, hello, everybody. Whew. Back to you. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Woo! Yeah, game on, huh? It is a Tuesday episode of the Detroit Cast. I'm Mike. That's Jay. Big E is here. Timko is here. Whole gang. How you doing, buddy?
Very well.
Yeah.
Very well for a Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. Sort of. I knew what you meant. Yeah, it's a Tuesday. It is, in fact, November 4th, 2014. We got a big show today. Some investment banker, Psycho, not in the States, but not off our radar.
It's a lot like the movie.
Yeah, like American Psycho, the movie. So we'll get to him. An Alabama sex ring that'll blow your mind. World Trade Center, open for business. Virgin Galactic, the blame game has started. We have a new TOIC. Ferguson, Missouri. We'll get to Ferguson in just a minute. We should mention our brand new sponsor,
Zott Ford.
Zott Ford, yes, indeedy duty. Remember, if you listen to the Detroit Cast, you're in the market for a new car, make a trip to Zott Ford. It can save you $500 on your trade-in when you tell them that the Detroit Cast sent you. Just tell them Big E from the Detroit Cast sent you. Plus, Zott Ford has an award-winning service department as well. You can save 10% on your repairs, too, if you tell them that the Detroit Cast sent you. How many times can we say the Detroit Cast sent you? But they did. A fun, good-time dealer with the hottest sales staff in Oakland County. I want to see that, by the way, the hottest one in Oakland County.
That's saying something,
That's
man.
a bold statement. I've
Very
seen some
bold.
hot staffs. And is he just talking about dealership hot staffs, or does he mean in general? Like, of any business in Oakland County, it's the hottest staff. Like,
Male and female.
oh, I didn't even think about that. Maybe he's talking about a bunch of hot dudes. I kind of doubt that. Anyway, in Oakland County, it's the Zott Ford in Holly, just off of 75. So go over there. Was it exit 98? Did I get that right, Jay? God damn it! I should have written this down. I know you did, but I didn't see it. So anyway,
East Holly Road.
East Holly Road.
You can't miss it when you're going up 75. It's right there on your right.
Yeah.
If you're going north, you see it. Yeah, on the east side.
That's right. And the interesting thing is I'm sure a lot of people are going, God damn, that's a hell of a drive. You can deal with them, and they'll literally send the car to your house, which is great.
And it's closer than you think.
Yeah.
Exit
It is.
98, Mike.
Exit 98?
98.
Okay, great. So go over there and tell them Big E sent you. Ask where Holy is. I'm sure they can tell you. Now, on to other stuff. Oh, should we call?
Yeah, you know what? Try Ed.
Should we try Ed?
Yeah, Ed's the guy who's having the remote for us.
Are you what? Did you read that? No.
What?
For like a half hour.
Oh,
Was it in 30 minutes? Okay, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that part of the note. I thought this was an old note. Hold on.
So
no,
I
he
thought
did.
the same thing.
No, in E's defense, he wrote me a very, very clear, effective note. At the doctor, maybe 30 minutes.
All right.
And he handed this to me, and what I saw was merely the phone number.
What's flaring up on Ed?
We'll have to ask him. No,
Is
good
he
work,
getting
E.
probed?
My bad.
Is Ed in the middle of getting
Oh,
probed
no.
right now? Is that what's going on, E?
I just
You didn't ask?
No, I did not ask what the doctor visit
Have you
was
been
about.
probed yet?
No.
I haven't either.
Did he go, 30 minutes, E?
Give me 30 minutes.
Give me
This is
30.
awesome.
This is awesome.
I don't know.
Don't interrupt my probing. This is awesome. Call me in 30 minutes.
I don't know. He just said he's in the doctor's.
All right.
At the doctor's, maybe a half hour.
Okay.
Well, Ed has an interesting offer, so we'll follow up with him on that.
Yeah, and it involves Zott Ford.
Yeah, very interesting offer.
Yeah. So, well, we got news today. The U.S. government allowed police in Ferguson, Missouri to restrict more than 37 square miles of airspace for nearly 2 weeks in August for safety readings or reasons is what they said. Oh, for safety. But now it's coming out that no, they just wanted to keep the media out.
Wanted all those helicopters out of there.
37 square miles.
That's big, dude.
Dude, San Francisco is 49 square miles. So,
I mean, granted, if somebody's up there, they can hone in, being many, many miles away, I'm sure, and get a decent look. But 37 miles, wow.
That's a big area around St. Louis. That whole, August 12th amid demonstrations following the shooting death of unarmed team. Yeah. Federal Aviation Administration, or AKA the FAA. Managers struggled to redefine an earlier flight ban so police helicopters and commercial flights at the St. Louis International Airport could fly through the area, but not others. They finally admitted it was just to keep the media out. At one point, a manager at Kansas City said police did not care if you ran commercial traffic through the TFR, which is the temporary flight restriction, all day long. They didn't want the media in there. Conversations contradict claims by the county police, which said the restrictions had nothing to do with limiting the press, and instead were imposed because of gunshots fired at a police helicopter. Of course, those were just rumors, and there was no damage to any helicopter. So it sounds like it was total bullshit. Of course, the AP files a Freedom of Information Act, which is how they got these recordings between the department and the FAA. Any evidence that a no-fly zone was put in place as a pretext to exclude the media from covering events in Ferguson is extraordinarily troubling and a blatant violation of the press's First Amendment rights. That's a civil liberties attorney, obviously, is going to say something like that.
FOIA is a cool act, isn't it?
Yeah,
being able to get stuff like that.
It's crazy how much stuff comes out of that freedom of information. An FAA manager in the recordings lamented the procedures for defining a no-fly area and that didn't have an option that would accommodate only excluding news helicopters. There's really no option for a TFR, the flight restriction that says, okay, everybody but the media is okay. He said later working out wording they felt would keep news copters out of the controlled zones but not impede other traffic. So they got cute with the wording, and nobody bitched about it really. And
surprised because the media really ended on that place like vultures.
Yeah, I know, but they wanted to be on the ground, and they didn't impede. I mean, they'd move them around and stuff, but
they'd arrest them.
Yeah,
but
they were being dicks though.
Yeah, I know.
They were so insightful. I mean, they really were. They didn't care about the unarmed teen. Nobody cared about the unarmed teen or the real story.
It's not about the unarmed teen anymore.
No, the unarmed teen has had almost literally since 5 minutes after the shooting has had almost nothing to do with this story anymore.
It was just the match.
Exactly.
Burning.
Exactly. So I don't know how you feel about this.
No, it's troubling, man.
Yeah.
You can shut it down like that. It's really troubling.
But why? I mean, is it really shutting it down if you're still giving them access on the ground?
No, but
it's kind of shitty.
It is shitty,
and it doesn't sound like they pressed all that hard. Basically, I don't know what they could have done if a news crew said we're going up there and doing something. I guess they were trying
to shoot them down.
Shoot them.
Scramble the F-16s.
See the Ferguson police like just shooting at them.
Yeah. Well, we see
sniper rifles.
We see no-fly zones all over big campuses. If you're you can't fly over Michigan Stadium on game day, for instance. No media is allowed.
What about all the damn
move now and not flying around unless they've got some special deal? But I know there's a huge area for 2 miles around that stadium where you can't fly anywhere near it.
Not 37.
Not 37. No. I wonder what they were worried about seeing. I guess it was the riots and that shit that they didn't want shown. But
it was probably really distracting too, just to have all the lights and noise and they had enough of that on the ground.
Yeah, and they
deal with that.
Those media people tend to fly low, and it would have been a zoo.
Just more scrutiny, Yeah. More chance for scrutiny.
Yeah, not good. As if the police needs any more from this story.
Right. So according to that leak a couple weeks ago, November 8th is kind of the day to watch. Remember that was the speculation when the news of the non-indictment would be coming out?
Yes, the one I've guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Is there any chance, with your background, that you could see them bringing an indictment just to squash the outcry?
No, that'd be un-American.
I
That
know,
ain't right, man.
I
You can't just no
chance.
can't charge the guy with a crime just to squash public outcry. No way.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear you say that. It's kind of like I felt with Michael Sam. No way will they put him on the roster for a team if he's not good enough to play on that team, period. I don't care if he sucks dick or not. If he's good enough to play, he'll make the roster. If he's not good enough to play, he won't be on the field. And thankfully, I was proved right when the Rams cut his ass loose, and so did the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
But along these lines,
Well, he must have been really bad because, as we talked about, there's competing interests there. You've got public relations interests. You've got interests in making money. And so they must have just, wow, this guy sucks.
But I think when it comes down to it, the coach in that situation is going to make the call about who's on his roster.
Right. And he must have, I'm sure management said, dude, you sure? Because it's a real nice story for us. Yeah, man, he's bad.
Yeah,
I can't
sucks.
even. Okay, that's cool. We can cut him. That's probably the conversation they had.
Yeah.
But here, it's like, dude, you can't just bring an indictment against this guy if he arguably didn't even commit a crime.
Yeah, but the thought being, well,
going to save a whole population.
They're never going to prove this in court against him. He'll walk anyways, but at least we brought the indictment. At least we gave him his day in court, essentially giving Michael Brown his day in court.
Yeah.
Which would piss me off, but would anything surprise you at this point?
No, I mean, that decisions like that are made for sure.
You think so?
In our world, but
that's scary.
No, I don't see that happening here.
Yeah. What do you think? You know how I feel about this. Do you think an indictment is coming?
Dude, I gotta see. I don't know the facts. I mean, if the facts are as we've sort of speculated and surmised, no, I don't think an indictment's coming.
Good.
But if there's witnesses who are willing to go to their grave and say, this is what happened, this is what I saw, and they consistently speak to a story that
Dorian,
that suggests a crime, then maybe there will be one.
Even though none of the facts just point that way,
dude. If they're willing to,
you can't say someone was shot in the back if none of the bullet holes say he was shot.
Yeah,
in the
but
back.
Again, all those experts, they can be manipulated, and they can tell. Everything has we can't say with certainty. It could have happened this way. It could have happened that way, and it just all depends on how the grand jury sees it and whether a lot goes to credibility, and we've talked about this in regard to other trials, like the Port shooter. We weren't there to see how he performed on the stand. We read about it, but a lot goes to looking in a guy's face, listening to what he says, and deeming him credible or not.
Yeah.
So that's what they're hearing. They're hearing all that, and they might hear a story and go, dude, that guy's just flat out lying, and
Dorian or
whoever it is.
Whoever's on the stand, yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. How does that work, by the way? To bring an indictment, do you have any idea? Like how many people you would need to say yeah?
No, I don't. I don't know how many.
It probably varies depending on what state you're in, and because this grand jury was bigger than a lot of them.
Mm.
So it's like a 12-person grand jury or something, where usually there's 6 or something. I thought.
I'm not sure. I don't remember. We looked at that a while ago. I don't remember.
It has been a while. Well, you bring up an interesting point about looking them in the eye and telling if they're. And just reading their body language. This is stuff that poker players make a living off of. Reading body language of people and telling just by a glance in your eye whether you're full of shit and you're holding something or what. Well, there's technology coming now that we're getting really close to the point where smartphones are going to be able to tell if you're full of shit. And how scary is that? I don't know. It sounds...
Like in what context?
Hey Jay, what's your name? And I'm holding my phone up and it's reading your face and it's telling it can tell me whether you're lying or not.
Wow. So the facial recognition shit through the video.
Yep. They say we're nearing a point where smartphones will be able to recognize a face or voice in real life or on screen. Identification is only the most basic of possibilities. Their apps are already out there and coming that can analyze, able to determine someone's emotions or honesty just by a few facial cues.
The first round of this is going to be so Surrey-like. right? How frustrated we are with Surrey, how it's just so off.
Yeah.
And you're going to be calling, you're full of shit. You're full of shit, dude. No, dude, I swear to God.
I swear to God, Surrey's full of shit.
Yeah. And it's, there's going to be a lot of harmed relationships, I think, as people put too much stock in their smartphones until they, really nail this thing down.
Yeah. Well, how are they doing it? They've got algorithms that are now being developed that link thousands of facial cues with human emotions. Our brains do this naturally. We know without asking whether someone is happy or upset based on only their expressions. But with technology augmenting our brain's natural behavior, possibly providing direct, measurable, and verifiable input, we can produce measurable and verifiable data. As sensors move from our smartphones to activity trackers to smartwatches from Apple and Samsung, we are measuring more than ever and not far from continuously tracking our emotions, and software is now in development to interpret people's emotions, then project those results on like Google Glass. Like, this is crazy.
It is crazy.
They can also analyze a human voice to determine emotion. Again, not just mimicking, but surpassing our brain's abilities. So it goes beyond what we can even do with our own heads, which is where it gets interesting. An app developed by this group, Beyond Verbal, Moody's is the name of the app, is able to detect a speaker's mood based on nothing more than a voice. There are also potentially negative consequences, because what comes of this is we tell lies all the time.
A white lie, right?
White lies.
Yeah, the world is sort of sewn together by...
Yeah. Hey, you look good today.
How you doing? Great.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Good
I'm
to
happy
meet you
for
too,
you.
right?
I'm happy for you.
Good to meet you too, Mrs.
Yeah.
Walters.
I don't believe that. Well, you don't know my belief on that. I don't believe that anybody cares about that. I think we all just ask each other, and no one really cares, but we feel like we're supposed to.
I know, but if we're tracking it, it's like, hey Jay, how you doing? I'm good. How are you?
Alert!
Liar!
You're
Liar!
not doing good, you son of a bitch.
You lied to me, Jay. I mean, that gets into a scary place. Do we really want to be tracked like that by everybody?
No.
I'm full of shit all the time. I don't even know it half the time.
Yeah.
Especially with things like that. I mean, it's just common pleasantries to go, I'm good. No, I'm probably almost never good. But I'll say that to anybody that asks.
Mhm.
And it's just an automatic. I don't even have to think about it.
I just have a hard time believing that this stuff can really be trusted. It's sort of like the driverless cars,
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it sounds awesome. It sounds great.
Well, wait a minute, but if lie detectors are already, like, they can use them, but they're not admissible in court, I mean, your smartphone is really, so it's better than those? Is that what we're saying? Then if those were true, why wouldn't they just use this app and law?
Yeah, and lie detectors do heart rate and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
And so this is more facial recognition.
And voice.
And voice.
Stress analyzation type things. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's always going to be people that can beat stuff, and they were already talking about how there will be programs out there to defeat this technology.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, really, we're just going in circles then.
Then why?
And accusing each other of lying, and it just seems crazy. At what point is enough enough? Like, I already feel like privacy is dead. It's dead, and it sucks.
Could you imagine, like, what are we going to do? You're going to have conversations where people are going to get their phone out and they start asking you questions. Well, let me just, for my own sake here.
Where were you last night?
Right.
Who did you see? Do you think my sister's hotter than me? Like,
do I look fat?
Do I look fat? Guys, you really want your girl asking you that if she does look fat? And you've just built in that, no, honey, you look great. Never look better. You've built in that response over the years? That would suck. Ugh.
That might, you know what? In that sense, you might be able to beat it if you're just so used to doing that. Don't you think you could beat it if that was your just normal facial recognition?
I got to admit, I want the technology just to put it up to Jay and go, so, Gab's lost both arms and both legs. She's got no working vagina and no working head. You have to hang her in the closet. Do you stay with her?
Yes, I do. No problem.
Liar! Liar!
I don't think he's lying about that. I just still suspect that he would not stray to other vagines. That's all I'm.
And no working vagine, Jake. Fill it with cement. Fill it with cement. It doesn't work.
Cement? How big is her vagine that you can fill it with cement?
I'm just
Shut
saying.
up, E. Jeez.
Well, Ethan. Oh, when I said it was over
that was
the line.
way
That was
beyond.
way.
Jeez.
I mean, I took an innocent joke. Jay knew that, and then
Filled
you
her
just
vagine
went,
with cement, and
Yeah.
God, Eric, you're
even
inappropriate.
laughing at that is over the line. To be honest with you, it's one thing. I've known Jay a long time.
Okay, whatever.
Good one.
Yeah. Nice comeback.
Think about politicians too.
Oh yeah, that'd
I
be
did
nice.
not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Everyone's smartphone is on their TV.
Right.
Liar, liar. Oh, I
Yeah,
think
the debates would be a lot different.
yeah, wouldn't they? That's crazy. I don't know.
Press conferences when
where-
sports people do press conferences. Could you imagine that?
Where is the immediate economic value to, like, beyond words, this company who's developing this? I mean, is it going to law enforcement? Is it going to lawyers? What?
Probably
Where's the immediate application of it?
probably the general public, but maybe. I mean, I can't imagine law enforcement would be able to rely on that. There's no way in a courtroom, if you can't get a lie detector in, that you could get some smartphone app called Moody's.
Yeah, but law enforcement sometimes uses lie detectors. So is it?
They'll use it to help build a case, but
Yeah.
they can't. They're not admissible in court, are they?
No.
So
But yeah, I agree. Your point is they're not going to admit it in court right away, but is that the application for it? I mean, where does this go?
I think it's just every
Just
asshole on the street.
a fun app to have?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think it's dangerous though, because if it's accurate at all, everybody's full of shit.
Isn't the person just going to deny it, right? No, it's not accurate. It's a stupid computer program. It's wrong.
Well, we put it in West Africa, and anybody boarding a flight, they can answer a couple questions. Have you dealt with anyone with Ebola? And we'll see if Eric Michael Duncan or whatever can beat it.
Eric Michael Duncan.
Whatever his name was.
Wasn't that the actor in The Green Mile?
No, that was Michael Clark Duncan.
Gotcha.
What was his name? Eric Duncan?
It was Duncan.
Michael, wasn't it Michael Duncan?
No. Eric. Was it Eric?
God damn it!
Why do I feel like Eric is wrong?
Yeah, I don't feel like that's right either.
Yeah,
It was something Duncan.
definitely.
Michael right? Just Michael Duncan, right?
No.
Yeah. No, maybe not.
No.
Okay. Wow.
God. How was that first right? He's looking at his Google machine.
You want to know what happened?
First deems it correct.
I typed in a name, and a face showed up.
And it was a black guy, and you assumed it was him because they all look the same.
Yeah.
Is that what
It's
you're
the
saying?
guy from The Green Mile,
Of
isn't
course
it?
it is. Of
It's
course
just the
it
guy
is.
from The Green Mile.
Kind of looks like the guy.
Yeah.
I'd love to use that application and just ask him where Holy is. Ask E where
Wouldn't that
Holy
be nice
is.
to have?
If he was hoping secretly that someone would win that $20,000 Kickstarter award.
Oh, shut up.
The reciprocal videotaped one?
Yep.
Who Rachel really is.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. We're not getting straight answers there.
Yes, you are. But
No.
Okay.
We're not.
Yes. I've
All right.
been very honest about that. That lie detector would show up fine.
So what's his name? Ed is out of his probing.
He's done with his probing. Let's give him a call.
All right. Whose phone are we using?
Use mine if you want.
I don't care. Doesn't one of ours works better than the others?
I think it was
Was it
this one.
Timco's or was it
I
yours?
think it was mine. Hold on.
Hold please.
Hey, E, what do you think about the weather today?
Oh, damn it. Forgot to do this one. Dude, I don't know. It's good out. I actually,
Enjoying the fall?
I had to get out and chop up the leaves today. I didn't-
Unseasonably warm, I think.
Chop
It was
up
nice.
the leaves?
Yeah, like you
You
know.
mean rake them?
No, me and my dad, we have a mower, one of those mowers with like a bag on it. You go through, you half the hour, you empty it, kind of go through and chop them up. So,
Mulch them?
mulch them. There you
Yeah.
go.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
Oh, shut
I've never
the
heard
fuck-
the term chop up
Shut
leaves.
the fuck. It's the same fucking thing as if you didn't
Not
know
even
what-
close.
Yes, it
Chop
is.
up leaves. Have you ever heard that?
No, I've heard of mulching them.
Mulching. I'm on page there. I get that.
Okay, as if you couldn't deduce from chopping up the leaves.
Deduce? You've been hanging around Jay too long. Deduce is not a word you use in your vocabulary.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah, well, I just did. So.
Man, you've been hanging around Jay too long. All right, let's call Ed. God damn it, E.
Getting probed.
Hello, this is Ed. Leave a message.
God.
What a sexy voice. Well,
At the
King
tone,
is
please
right
record
here.
your message. When you finish recording,
Let's just call from
hang up
E's phone.
or
He's
press
probably
1
recognizing
more.
E's. You know
Oh,
what I
and he's
mean?
not answering it
Yeah.
because he thinks.
And then, of course, E runs to the bathroom. God damn it! What a fuckface. Ah. It's got a passcode.
It's probably 1. Just try 1.
1. Dude, let's call from your phone, please.
Yeah, sorry. God,
You washed your hands, though.
I did.
Look at that.
Your pants are still unzipped.
Wait, why'd you do it?
Because I've been feeling crappy.
It's nice of you.
See? Somewhat. Okay. Okay, here.
All right.
Let me just say, hey, call, and then...
I can do it. I'm familiar with iPhones.
Okay. I don't want you going through my texts or anything like that, dude.
All right, we'll go
See a
through
big
these texts
boner on
next.
I'm very protective of my phone, like in the
Oh,
password.
you got a new boyfriend. Who's that on the front there? He's handsome. You should be proud of that.
Into Asians.
Hey, I'm not gonna. You're the, yeah, you brought it up, dude, not me.
On Ed.
Hello, this is Ed. Leave a message.
Oh,
Message.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
no, dude. He died.
Hey, hey, buddy. It's Mike and Jay at the Detroit Cast. We understand you're enjoying your probing at the doctor's office. Just give us a holler when you get this. Thanks.
That's right, Mike.
All right.
I know he just. I mean, I said as soon
Boy,
as I
Eric,
got
you really fucked that up.
as soon as I got the text saying free.
So which messages am I not supposed to
Oh
look
my
at?
God! Let's seriously, dude.
You got one from Holy?
No.
You son of a bitch. What'd you
I
do
don't
to
even
him?
have
He's
her
all
recorded.
nervous. Look at him. He's on his feet.
Who's Princess?
Don't
Who's
worry
Princess?
about it. Don't worry about it.
Was
Yeah,
there
someone-
really?
It's just a nickname.
For
Don't worry about it.
Holy shit.
Princess.
You met her actually. It's the girl. You met her at the fake Lisa's charity event.
Oh, okay.
That's
All right. I
Kelly.
like Princess.
Yeah, that's just a nickname.
Okay. I figured her parents didn't name her Princess.
You
I'll
can't
let you-
really be a princess.
No.
As Jay
Not
has told
possible.
his daughter.
Well, I guess you want to just let us
Yeah.
know if Ed.
If he calls, I'll just pick up.
Yeah. Have you? I don't know why I'm kind of bored with this story already. The Virgin Galactic space
I'll
explosion.
tell you why I am.
Why?
Because I don't ever want to go to space. I don't care. But
Yeah.
this is interesting, though, that they're totally playing the blame game.
Yeah.
You know, there's money to be made on this thing. This isn't NASA just generally exploring. These guys are profit motivated. They've sold tickets.
They've sold a lot of tickets.
You know, their whole thing is this is going to be safe and cool, and you know, then you've got a crash like that, and oof.
Yeah. All of a sudden, he said, by the way, Branson, Richard Branson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Branson, Missouri.
That's
Virgin owner Sir Richard, excuse me, said that anybody that wants a refund, they can have their money back. They haven't spent a dime of it. It's just sitting in an account somewhere.
I'd be going refund right about now.
I think I would too.
Because you really got to go a series of decades, I think, with space travel before
Yeah.
I'm convinced that, yeah, this is cool. This is safe.
Decades.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, it was decades with air
no.
travel.
Well, we've been up there for decades. We've already been. I mean, we were on the moon.
Yeah, but look, these
79
guys couldn't even
or
these guys
six-
couldn't even get up
69?
like 30,000 feet before blowing up.
Yeah. Seems like they're not ready for us yet.
They'll be all right.
Seems like taking celebrities up to the moon is,
It seems like Richard Branson's idea to go to space. I don't know.
yeah, seems like a guy with way too much
I'm
money.
just not totally confident in my man. Check him out. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you're putting your life in that dude's hands.
That dude.
Yeah.
What record label owner, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
He's a sir. He's
Yeah.
been knighted, but whatever.
Yeah, Jay. Knighted.
I don't care though. I wouldn't, even if it was like $250, and
I
I
would
could
go-
join Leonardo DiCaprio on the trip. I'll pass.
I don't want to go in the first one, but I'm going with. If I had the money, I'm going within a year.
You'll never have the money.
Yeah, well, we'll
You'll
see.
never
We'll
have
see.
the money.
We'll see about that.
So what are they saying? They're saying the
Well-
pilot pulled some or flipped some switch before he should have.
Yeah, they're saying moments before it broke apart. It's the Spaceship Two over the Mojave Desert. They said the co-pilot prematurely deployed the descent
Is that
system.
the guy who died?
Of course
Yeah.
it is. Of course the dead guy did everything wrong.
Yeah.
Of course it was the co-pilot that flipped all the switches, because that's normal, right? Why wouldn't that's something the pilot would do? While the cause of the crash has not yet been determined,
It wasn't the vehicle. Nothing was wrong with the vehicle.
No, the vehicle was perfect. One guy pushed. Do you want a button that sits there that can absolutely destroy everything with, like, oh, what's this thing do? And the co-pilot idiot can just flip a switch and blow the whole thing up? That seems like a system you'd want to work out before you went up to space anyways. They said the investigators found the feathering system that slows the spacecraft's descent was deployed before it reached the appropriate speed. All right. There's a two-step system. It was unlocked by the co-pilot, and the second step to deploy it happened without receiving a command from the pilot. So there were two steps that needed to be done, and he apparently did them both.
I'm picturing that like plastic box over the big red lever. You know, he opens the plastic box.
That's step one.
Yeah, and then click, hits the red lever.
Yes. And the pilot was just like, hey, why are you opening the glass box? Hey, why'd you push that button? And then he bailed himself out, and he's a hero.
Yeah.
Well, this guy died, and it's all his fault. It could be as long as a year before they come up with an actual review everything and know
But
exactly what happened.
isn't that funny though that the pilot apparently is reporting that back? Oh, I saw him, do this two-step. Really?
No, they're saying that the
Mechanically, they've recorded that.
yes,
Okay.
which I don't know. It seems a bit odd. Convenient. that
Wasn't the vehicle?
the one guy that died and can't answer questions is the scapegoat. Among the causes being explored are pilot error or co-pilot error, not pilot error. He lived. Mechanical failure and the design of the spacecraft. Well, we know
No, it's perfect.
Spacecraft is all good.
A-okay, ready
Yes.
to go.
Yes. Since Spaceship Two was a test flight, there was a great deal of data recorded by Virgin Galactic and their partners, which investigators will be able to analyze as part of the investigation. So yeah, we'll see. But why would it take a year? They've already determined that the co-pilot fucked up everything.
Yeah.
What else is there to know?
Isn't that interesting? Like the things that people are really passionate about. Like this guy, he's got all the money in the world, and that's what he wants to do. And we talked, and we went back and forth on, hey, it's just his interest. He's interested in it.
Yeah.
I'm not. He is. But the idea of this guy, billionaire, right? And
Yeah.
this is it, man. Space travel. I want to build a spaceship. And I want to send tourists up there. It's just kind of interesting,
It is. It's got to start somewhere, I suppose. And there's only so many islands you can buy with the money you have on this planet
Yeah, the
before
last
it's
frontier, as they say.
yeah. Before it's like, okay, what else can I do?
Yeah.
I don't know how many billions he's worth, but probably a lot of billions.
You want to call this? I was trying to wait for the. I don't know if that was we were transitioning there. He called me back. He texted me back. He's
Done with his probing.
Is he really ready now?
He missed the call. He said
Before he was
claims-
ready, but now is he really ready?
He claims the call just did. You know how that he got the voicemail, but it didn't.
Yeah,
ring.
we all lie about that too.
I've had it happen before.
Mm.
Okay, well, whatever. If you
I
want.
wish I had that voice liar thing right now. I'd put it up to Ian and make sure.
I know. I've had times where all of a sudden my phone just boom voicemail, and I'm like, I didn't even get a minute.
know.
Okay.
We all do.
Okay.
Don't get lippy.
It's the first one. Lippy.
You were getting a little lippy, Jay. Did you hear it? The
There's
tone.
some lip.
The tone.
Oh, Jesus Christ! What a,
Definitely some lip.
what a whipping
You're getting
boy,
lippy with
dude.
Jay
Like,
right now.
What a whipping boy, he calls me.
There's some lip there, Mike.
Talk about a whipping boy. You want me to whip your ass again?
There was some lip, Mike. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Master Mike.
He's getting a little too big for his britches, I think.
Oh God! Come on.
5.1 billion.
Wow.
Branson. Sir Richard.
Hello?
Ed.
Huh?
Ed.
No, this isn't Ted.
Ed. Who is
This
this?
is Ryan.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your
we got a
buddy
retarded
E
producer. Sorry.
gave us the wrong number.
Sorry. Sorry.
All right.
Go back to
Sorry.
whatever you were doing.
What? I said the first one. On
Who
top.
the? God
Nice.
damn it, Eric!
That was.
Damn it, Derek.
Who the hell's Ryan? Got a date tonight?
I'll tell you later.
Oh boy.
He's doing the cut sign. Like, no.
On camera, too. Ed, take 4.
Take 3.
4. We called him twice.
Oh.
And then
Oh, no, this
call failed.
Oh my God.
Try it again.
I'm bored with it. I
Well,
forgot what we were even calling him
I could
about.
just guess as to what his email really means.
Your guys, this isn't on me, dude.
This
Your
is
guys,
no, this is
totally on you.
you're using your
Oh,
phone
oh.
didn't work, so you had to use mine.
Well, it's a nice day today, isn't it?
That's great.
go for
dude.
a
I'm
ride.
not kidding you.
Let's go for a
No.
Hello?
Man.
Ed.
Yes, hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Hey,
buddy.
Ed, you're on the air.
Okay, cool.
How are you, pal?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Very well. We're looking
how'd the
forward to
probing
Friday.
go?
Oh, yeah. First and foremost. How'd the probing go?
How's the what?
The probing.
Oh, yeah, it went excellent.
We heard you were at the doctor, so we just assumed that you were getting probed.
Yeah, I go there
All right.
from time to time just for probing.
Good, good.
Good man. Hey, we're looking forward to this weekend, man.
Yeah, me too, very much so.
Should be good.
Yeah,
And
I pulled an Eric move. I told them that I was free to call, and then the place I get my kegs at is right next to the doctor. So I walked in there and went right into a big giant steel box after I told you it was a good time to call.
oh, no problem.
Yeah,
No problem,
worries.
man.
We're over that.
We wanted to follow up on your email of today, though, where you talked
Okay.
about the sponsorship. And,
Yep.
you know, I think I know what you mean here, but I didn't want to say something and then have you go, dude, I didn't mean that, you know? So
Okay.
so explain what you meant about the Zot Ford kind of
Incentive.
incentive that you were offering listeners.
So I figured something if you're on the verge of going, but I figured the party's probably not quite enough of an incentive to sign on a car. So they definitely can do that. They can come to the party if they buy a car. All they got to do is bring the papers. But then I'll also, if they bring a paper with the with what they pay, I'll pay their 1 month's payment for them, up to about $350.
Ed, that's an incredible offer. So what I hear you saying is if someone is going to go buy a car from Zot Ford and they do that prior to this weekend, they can come to your party, and if they bring the paperwork, you will pay their first month's payment.
Up to 3.
Yep.
Up to $350.
Yep.
Wow.
And if they buy a $500 a month payment, you'll pay $350 of it?
Well, I was only going to pay the first month. I was going to pay 1 month's payment, but we can do that. Yeah, if you're going to pay, yeah, sure. I'll give you $350 towards the car.
You hear that, everybody?
All right.
Get up to Zot Ford, get a Ford. You get to come to the party this weekend at Ed's house.
Now,
And-
what if 10 people go and buy a car right now?
I did want to limit it to about 3 people just so that
Okay.
what I was worried about is the dealership, like maybe some wise guy salesman just telling everybody to say they did it through the Detroit Cast and
Right.
give me to pay their payment. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we'll do it like this. We'll have the first 3 people who do that and email us and you know, maybe scan a proof of sale or something so we can see
Yeah.
it.
I don't know if we need proof of sale. We'll get proof of sale. We can call Zot and just go, did this asshole buy a car? And he can go, yeah, they did. Or no, they didn't. We don't need them to bring, I don't know.
and if you hit 3 early and it's real listeners and we want to, I'll do up to 5 overall.
Up to 5. Look at
Sure,
that.
it's
Ed's just up in the ante as we sit here on the phone with him.
E, will you match him?
not-
No.
Okay. That's right. I figured it was worth a shot. You'll make your second payment. No.
Ed, that's really cool of you. Very cool of you. We appreciate the support through Kickstarter. You're obviously...
He
you know-
really doesn't want this show to end.
I know, man.
No,
Yeah,
that's
having a big
awesome,
party
dude.
over the weekend, and then he throws this incentive in. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. And we certainly appreciate it, man. And
Oh, good.
are you
Yeah, I
re-
appreciate you entertaining me every day. So
are you ready for us to bring this monstrosity over to your house?
I'm very ready.
Yeah?
I can't wait.
Yeah, all of us.
Yeah, E's coming.
I already had lunch with him.
Yeah, you had lunch. Okay, you know E.
Was E a mess at lunch, by the way?
He talks a lot, that's for sure.
He
But
talks
no,
a
he was
lot.
great.
Yes, he does talk a lot. Very true.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was a good time.
Well, I hope you guys are ready for us to show up on Saturday. We're excited for it. So we'll see you Saturday. And
All right.
yeah, looking forward to it, dude. I hope you get a good turnout, and we'll all have a good time.
Sounds great.
All right, thanks again, man. We'll see you then.
All right. Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that's what I thought he meant.
Who's the dude on the cover of your phone?
It's just my friend when we're at the Tigers
Is that
playoff
Chubbs?
game. No, it's another buddy.
Doesn't make it a couple.
I mean, I'm not sure I'd put like you
I mean,
on my phone, but
We've been buddies for many
I
years.
never been on my phone.
Never been on mine either.
I changed.
You know who's on my phone?
Your wife.
Me and my wife.
Well, I don't have a wife, so
So you have a
I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a
Boyfriend.
wife. That was a. I don't
Okay.
have a boyfriend.
You should put Nana on there.
totally
It's a good picture of me and
get
my buddy.
Nana in her curlers.
This is a good picture of me and my buddy at the Tigers playoff game.
Standing room only.
No, we actually did have standing room.
Yeah.
Those were standing room only seats.
No, we ended up having a friend that we bought standing room only, but then a friend had nice seats, and they realized, I guess, after the third or fourth inning that no one had gone to these other two seats, so we ended up sitting in seats. But
All right.
paid for standing room only.
Did you guys hear the One World Trade Center is open?
I thought it was. I thought it already was.
I know what you're thinking of because I thought the same thing. I was like, wait a minute, didn't they open over the summer? That was the Memorial Wing.
Okay.
So there were two separate openings, like 6 months ago and a couple months ago. Both of those had to do with the memorial aspect of it. Now it's finally open 13 years later. Yeah, and they're talking about the Condé Nast magazine Empire moves in today or yesterday. Like 2,300 employees. They'll be occupying like 24 different floors in this thing. Yeah. 6 months ago was the 9/11 museum opened, and September 11th, 2011, the 9/11 memorial. The memorial opened 6 months ago. The 9/11 museum opened, if that makes sense. A kind of memorial museum, but both of those have to do with the people that died.
That's definitely what I was thinking, because when I saw this headline today, I thought, what the hell?
Did you see Saturday Night Live by chance over the weekend?
No, but I heard there was a good one about the Ebola nurse.
Oh, was there a good skit about it?
I didn't see it, but I saw just
maybe Timco can find this. It was, and I might have it on TiVo. If not, it's basically the monologue from SNL. Chris Rock hosted.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Yeah,
it was very funny.
Chris Rock was on there, and he fucking brought it, dude, about the Freedom Tower. Yeah, I don't want to say it. You got it there?
Yeah.
All right.
It was just pretty much brand new comedy is what it was.
Yeah. He's taking shit for this too, by the way.
I thought he was
People were
doing it.
upset.
I thought about it.
Did you?
When he was doing it, I thought, man, this is pretty intense.
This is what real comedy is supposed to be.
I thought it was hilarious.
And he's the best in the business. Chris Rock is arguably the best in the business.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all. Hey, it's great to be back. Great to be in New York. Great to be at Saturday Night Live. It's great to be here the day after Halloween. I can't believe some of y'all made it. And you know, yesterday was Halloween. Tomorrow's the New York City Marathon. Yeah, scary. You know, what could go wrong there, right? No, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. New York's gonna be fine. Just like Boston's fine after the marathon. You know, well, that Boston Marathon was scary, man. That was scary, man. Because I love Boston. I love the people there. But that was probably the most frightening, sadistic, terrorist attack ever. Just think about it. 26 miles. 26 miles. 26 miles is a long drive. if you call up one of your friends, hey man, I need you to pick me up. Where you at? About 26 miles away. You better get Uber. 26 miles. People jogging for 26 miles, man. 26. Their knees are hurting. Their feet are killing them. If you're a woman, there's blood coming out your titties. 26 miles. You've been training for a year. You finally get to the finish line, and somebody screams, "Run!" That is horrible, man. But hey, the good people of Boston bounced back. That's right. And New York will bounce back. That's right. New York, we had our own terrorist attack, and we bounced back. That's right. Now we got the Freedom Tower. The Freedom. Have you seen the Freedom Tower? You can see it no matter where you're at. If you can't see it from here, then you're in Connecticut. Okay? Freedom Tower. Anyway you look. Now they should change the name from the Freedom Tower to the Never Going In There Tower. Because I'm never going in there. There is no circumstance that will ever get me in that building. Are you kidding me?
Reluctant claps.
My
Yeah.
God, what do they have? Does this building duck? What are they thinking? Like, who's the corporate sponsor? Target? Stop it. In the same spot, they put another skyscraper in the same spot. What kind of arrogant Floyd Mayweather crap is this? In the same spot. What businesses are they going to put in the Freedom Tower? They're going to put some mandatory stuff in there, stuff you can't get out of, like the IRS, family court, DMV. Because they put a sunglass hut in there, it's going to be empty. I am never going in the Freedom Tower, man. Are you kidding me? It's the same spot. Hey, I got robbed on 48th and 8th about 20 years ago. I have not been back to 48th. I am never going in the Freedom Tower. Hey, man, I don't care if Scarlett Johansson is butt naked on the 89th floor in a plate of ribs. I'm not going in there, all right? No. People are, come on, man, don't joke about the Freedom Tower. That has something to do with 9/11. Hey, I'm not joking about 9/11. I'm not. But you got to realize we are in America. And in America, there are no sacred days because we commercialize everything. So we're only 5 years away from 9/11 sales. That's right. You're gonna hear it on the radio. Like, come on down to Red Lobster. These shrimp are $9.11. That's right. No, it doesn't matter what the holiday is. Martin Luther King Day is gonna be the same thing. You're gonna be watching TV like these Toyotas are practically free at last. These Toyotas are practically free at last. This MLK birthday, Medea's got a dream. It's America. We commercialize everything. Look what we did to Christmas.
This is funny.
Christmas is Jesus' birthday. It's Jesus' birthday. Now, I don't know Jesus. But from what I've read, Jesus is the least materialistic person to ever roam the earth. No bling on Jesus. Jesus kept a low profile, and we turned his birthday into the most materialistic day of the year. Matter of fact, we have the Jesus birthday season. It's a whole season of materialism. Then at the end of the Jesus birthday season, we have the nerve to have an economist come on TV and tell you how horrible the Jesus birthday season was this year. Oh, we had a horrible Jesus' birthday this year. Hopefully business will pick up by his crucifixion. Yes. But, you know,
Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know. Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
Hell yeah.
What is there anything wrong with anything he said there?
No. Taking heat for that?
Yeah, there's mild heat.
He won't care.
No, he won't give a shit. But it's sad how people go after comedians nowadays, and we've seen them go on the apology tours. I'm sure Chris Rock won't give a shit, but wasn't he the one that just did like multiple sold out nights at? Oh, is it him I'm thinking of?
I'm not sure.
Chappelle or Rock, one of those two.
I'm not.
Did
sure
like 6 straight nights at the Garden or
Holy shit.
yeah, one of those, something like that. I can't remember.
Would you be
Probably
comfortable on the 90th floor of that, or
No.
Oh.
No. Would you?
no?
Yeah. It's
I wouldn't.
1,776 feet. Any
Yeah, it's kind of
1776, yeah.
shitting.
Which includes the spire. It cost double what they estimated it would cost. Yeah. The estimate
Why do they even do estimates on these things? You know, like when
they're
they,
ridiculous
when they
at
do
them.
like a highway, or they just we're gonna do construction on 75. Anything they do, and estimate it'll be $10 million, and it ends up being $45 million. You know,
And they were off by $2 billion. They estimated it at just under $2 billion. It came in at $3.9 billion. Is anyone holding anybody to these numbers? What did they
don't
forget
know.
about 20
Yeah,
floors? Like, how does that happen?
It's just a little game they all play. Everybody knows. Okay, that's like 50%.
Yeah, but it seems like that happens all the time.
Yeah, like I said, is it like a little game? Everybody just kind of wink, wink.
they just say it at first, so
Yeah.
everyone so we all hear, okay, estimated $100 million, and then but we know it's gonna be $400 million.
It's crazy, but that happens at your house. If you go to do some work in your house, it's going to be twice what you think it is. That's just the way it is. Why don't we take a quick timeout, and then we have a crazy sex ring to talk about in Alabama. Yeah, and I mean crazy.
And it's what you think.
Yeah, unfortunately. And then we've got a American Psycho. If anybody saw that movie, American Psycho, a banker that he's getting compared to that Christian Bale role from the movie American Psycho. It's crazy as well. We'll do those next on the Detroit Cast.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Detroit Cast Tuesday edition of the show with Mike and Jay. And a few more things to get to before we're out of here. We have another TOEIC.
Every day.
I know.
We could do it every day.
Yeah.
This one's got a sex tape related, though, right?
Yes. Is it bad that I kind of want to see it?
Kitty porn. Lover of kitty porn.
Is it kitty porn?
He's a victim, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. There's a victim involved.
Of course, the story describes him as basically smiling and
thumbs up to the camera.
Thumbs up to
Most
the camera.
rape victims are smiling into the camera.
Yeah, selfie showing it all, pumping away. 26-year-old Argentinian teacher. She's getting fired for having Do you think
sex
she's hot? Do you think she's hot?
Whoa.
under the circumstances.
I did not say full on she thinks she's hot. I think under the circumstances, she definitely is. And even under normal circumstances, you're going to sit here and get on me about making fun of fat girls or something? She is not fat, dude. No way.
Well, she was probably hotter when she was 18, but
well, of course.
Yeah. But for a 16-year-old banging his teacher, I would.
Yep. Agreed.
There she is.
I agree.
Jay doesn't even
Sitting at the pool in a bikini. I can promise you, none of my teachers ever posed like that.
There's a proportional problem here. I think if you saw her standing, you might think differently.
Yeah.
Maybe a little, dude, but she is
the
not
way she's leaning back.
Yeah, I think she's
not a heavy
playing
girl.
it as well as she can. I don't think she's going to look right standing up.
Whatever. I think for someone who makes fun of me and gets on me for being so superficial,
I'm glad you're casting the broad net.
Oh.
That's good. You're casting the broad net.
I don't consider even casting a broad net. But
It's
whatever.
all right. You're just jealous because 16-year-olds are getting more ass than you are.
Yeah.
Congress.
No
That's
question about that.
Yeah.
Wait,
I don't blame
Timko has some more of her. Let's see this. See if I'm right about that. I check out the guy doing the thumbs up.
Yeah. That's the kid, the 16-year-old boy. He's wearing a soccer shirt, seen smiling enthusiastically and giving a thumbs up to the camera before pans around to show that he's having sex with his teacher, Lucita Sandoval. Later, it seems that the teacher realizes the boy has been filming her, but doesn't do anything about it. Afterwards, he told her he had deleted the 23-minute video. But instead, he showed it to his friends. Of course he did. As I would have done and you would have done.
To show him the crime that he had been,
Yes, his terrible
trials
moment.
and tribulations.
I think the teacher has several times faced disciplinary hearings at the school over inappropriate relationships with students. Several times. Yes, this is only going to get worse.
Wait, scroll up a little bit if you can, Timko. Go up a little bit. No, I'm sorry. Go down.
Yeah.
When I say up. See how her arm is kind of placed there?
Yeah.
I think she's trying to hide her leg as well as her gut.
Perhaps.
I just don't. Look, I'm not saying she's a supermodel, but for you to sit there and get
I thought
on
I heard
me,
the phrase supermodel.
No. I never said that.
Let's see some other pictures over there, Timko. Are those are her too? See, that's when she was skinnier. You can tell in that
The one on the
picture.
right. I'm sorry, dude.
Wow, you got higher standards than I think, Mr. Again, for getting on me for being so superficial. You certainly have some pretty high standards for yourself.
Picture on the left of the kid.
He couldn't be happier.
That is the happiest victim ever.
Oh God.
Every one of these guys that is the victim, whether their parents end up suing the school for $11 million.
Yeah.
These are the happiest kids
Victim
on the planet.
/ lottery winner.
Yes.
You know.
Oh my
Absurd.
God. I wonder how often it is going on, and I wonder if there's ever where kids don't brag to their buddies or their buddies don't say anything, because the key comes in when a girl gets wind of these situations. That's where these things fall apart. You get an ex-girlfriend that's pissed or is jealous, and then they go and blow up your scene. So if you're going to show your buddies, I like to think that our crew would have kept that in-house and let it continue, hoping that they could get some too.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right?
That's what would have happened.
Yeah, we're going to keep this quiet, but Jay's going to pay you a visit later. But that's the only way we're going to keep this quiet. I like to think that maybe that's wishful thinking, that our crew would have kept it quiet because that'd be hard to keep quiet.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been like it would have just been foolish, you know. It would have been foolishly disclosed, not like disclosed to try to out you in any way. It would have just been
Like,
you couldn't
so-
help it. You couldn't help it.
pride
It was so freaking awesome that Mike is banging Mrs. Smith. Oh my God, can you believe this? And yeah, then it would have gone
viral.
Yeah.
Are those pictures ever?
No. This is
Now we have a teen disappeared. This is in Alabama. 19-year-old Brittany Wood. She was last seen with her uncle Donnie Holland back in May 30th, 2012.
This is a sordid tale indeed.
Yes. Buckle in, folks. Buckle up. That was the last time anyone saw this chick alive. Holland, he was under investigation for horrific sex crimes at the time. He died from a bullet within days of what was ruled a suicide.
Yeah, suicide.
Suicide, yeah. The investigation that followed has publicly unraveled what authorities describe as a dark, twisted tale of perversion. And in Alabama, 8 of Woods, the girl, Brittany, 8 of her relatives and 3 family friends have been charged with dozens of felonies in 2 counties as the alleged members of an incestuous ring that authorities say shared children for group sex.
Must be a lot of video if there's that many indictments, right?
Yeah, you would think, right? Holland was the leader, the guy that's dead of the
self-inflicted.
Yeah, gunshot.
Where was that gunshot wound again? I think it was behind his ear.
Yeah.
To the head, behind the ear.
Yeah.
Strange place to.
Yeah, you would
shoot
figure
yourself.
temple if you're going to do that,
yeah.
or under the jaw.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could see doing that.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Why would you?
Or someone else would.
Yeah.
But is it right behind the ear? Because if you did that, I could see trying to center up your.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. They say it's been described as the largest sex ring ever uncovered in Alabama. Wood was a victim and likely a key witness. Brittany could have been huge. She could have corroborated so many things. She's presumed dead, but they haven't found any trace of her. No one is charged in her disappearance. Even without Wood to testify, 2 of her uncles and an older brother already have pleaded guilty to sex charges, and jurors this month convicted a friend of Holland's of multiple sex charges. In the others, including the missing teen's mother, Chessie Wood, and 2 aunts, await trial. I mean, this is, I can't imagine your aunts, uncles, cousins, friends involved in some seedy sex ring with kids, group sex.
Yeah, how do you convince, like, I mean, we talked about this yesterday with that fucking weird couple, the 2 trannies.
Yeah.
That, wow, what are the chances that 2 people would agree, like, hey, I want to be a chick. Hey, I want to be a guy. Perfect.
Yeah.
You know, we'll still stay together and we'll have kids together. Like, how do you get a whole family going like this?
I don't know.
I guess they've been abused themselves since whenever, and it's just not out of the realm.
Yeah, it's gone on for generations.
Yeah, so they're just like, let's make money off this.
Yeah, it's crazy. Chessie, the girl, Brittany's mother, denies committing any crime, but says some of her closest relatives are guilty of abusing children, including of abusing her daughter. There are innocent people in this, and there are guilty people in this. I don't know how the judicial system is going to figure it all out because they're not the sharpest tools in the shed.
No, they're not.
Yeah, that's what the mom says, who's, by the way, facing charges of all this shit, too. Chessie is accused of having sex with a young female relative. She said she had no idea what was going on in the family until her daughter's disappearance. The number 1 thing here is to find Brittany. Number 2 is to get all these sick people off the streets. Authorities are making plea bargain offers and getting ready for more trials, but questions persist. Perhaps why didn't child welfare workers step in? These charges, they've been talking about this for years, like 6 years. Some of these sexual abuse accusations have gone on. You'd be surprised how many of them had prior allegations. Nothing happened. God, that's crazy. The case is so big, officials don't know exactly how many kids inside and outside the family might have been victimized. Estimates range between 11 to 16 children as young as 3 or 4 years old. When they were first molested or made to watch other relatives during drug-fueled orgies. Nice, huh? Brittany isn't the alleged victim in any of the cases so far, but this thing blew up when she went missing. That's when they started digging into the family.
Yeah, why would she be left out? Cute girl, you know?
Of course she wasn't left out. Authorities believe group sex and child sexual abuse went on for 3 generations in 2 families.
God.
That merged when Holland married Wendy Wood, Chessie Wood's sister.
A perfect merger. A power couple.
A power couple in Alabama. Power couple.
Power couple.
Gross.
Donnie was the manager. Bullet to the head guy. Donnie was the manager.
That's what I'm sorry. That's what I was thinking when I heard Donnie. That's all I could think of.
Chicken pot, chicken pot, chicken pot pie. Slow Donnie.
Slow Donnie.
Yeah. So Donnie would call and be like, "Hey Jay, I've got this child and this adult. Come on over."
Perfect.
I'll be right
over. Be right over, Donnie.
Donnie, I'm on my way. Hold them there. Brittany, meanwhile, led a life that was troubled, drugs, and she had a kid at like 17. She was molested as a child by a step-grandfather who went to prison for the crime. Before she went missing, Wood was using drugs and had a gun for personal protection while bouncing between relatives' homes. Others often cared for her daughter. A relative reported Holland for allegedly abusing one of the family girls in 2012, and word spread throughout the clan. Private Facebook messages show that a female relative informed Wood about being raped by 3 male relatives just 3 days before Wood vanished.
God, man.
I know. The night of the disappearance, cell phone records and witness accounts indicate Wood left West Mobile with Holland and crossed Mobile Bay into Baldwin County, where Holland was found 2 days later inside his SUV by his wife and one of her friends. He had been shot in the rear of the head, behind an ear. So maybe it was more to the back of the head. Rear of the head, behind an ear, which they considered an odd spot for a self-inflicted wound. Holland was scheduled to be questioned about the allegations of sex abuse the very day he was found in the car on an isolated dirt road. Her cell phone battery, the girl that went missing, Brittany's cell phone battery, was in the vehicle with Holland, but there was no sign of the teen. Her gun was there as well. It was the only gun in the car. So, I don't know. Did she shoot him?
Right.
Maybe.
Is that him right there, Timko?
Yeah. How would you like that guy bearing down on you?
Gross.
Yeah. He's trying to, he's inspired by the Kitterman. He's trying to get a sweet Kitterman going, but, I think he falls short. So there's just something about the Kitterman that works.
Doesn't have a big enough upper lip.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
If you shave that thing off, he just wouldn't.
God damn it.
Yeah. He's not tan enough. It just wouldn't look weird enough if he lost it. He's got a handlebar going, but, I'm just such a fan of the Kitterman,
My daughter happened to see the Lorax at school last Friday. She came home telling me about the Lorax. All I could think about was Kitterman.
That was a great call, by the way. The more I looked at the Lorax, I mean, clearly they were inspired by the Kitterman. Clearly.
Yeah.
When they designed that.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That little orange son of a bitch.
Dude, you throw a Broncos hat on him, he's already orange.
He's got the complexion.
Yeah, he does.
It does look like you could put his face right in there.
Yeah, if you could.
Look at him.
That's the Kitterman.
That is Kitterman.
You slap a Broncos hat and an Under Armour shirt on that thing. You got the Kitterman.
He's wee just like him.
Yeah,
Kitterman was a tiny little fella.
Was he 5'7", 5'6", or something?
Yeah, somebody looked up his stats. They're like, look up his stats. Somebody tweeted it. They're like, yeah, this took like 3 seconds to find. He's 5'7", 190. But yeah,
190 my ass.
I was
190.
No way. Kitterman's way more than 190.
Way.
290 maybe.
No way.
I was thinking he was way smaller than 5'7", though. He must have been sitting on a rail or something.
Well,
in the picture, because he looked about 4'9".
190.
It's not like anybody pulled a ruler out. They said, "How tall are you?" I went 5'7", which means he's 5'4".
A ruler. Who determines height with a ruler?
Well, with Kitterman, you could. He's probably 5'4". He's squeezing inches in there somewhere.
Yeah.
He's wearing lifts or high heels or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're rostering him at 5'7".
Yeah, 190 my ass. Oh God. Back to Wood and Holland. We didn't even realize she was missing until after they found him shot. Searches for the team began, and the sex abuse probe picked up two. Two of Wood's uncles, Dustin Kent and Scott Wood, were arrested within 3 weeks and later pled guilty to rape and sodomy. Aunts and family friends were eventually charged. This month, a family friend, Billy Brownlee, was convicted on charges of sexually abusing a girl in the family, Holland family, when she was about 12. Brownlee claims that Donnie Holland forced him into the acts against my will. but jurors needed only 20 minutes to return a guilty verdict.
Damn.
Donnie's 35-year-old wife, Wendy.
See, that's video right there. You know what I mean? They throw up video, and my man's just pumping away.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think we'll take about 20 minutes to convict.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think that's what's going on there?
Ugh.
Court records for Wendy's, she's got a trial coming up in December. Court records show she has pled not guilty and shows no interest in a plea agreement. You look at all these reports and wonder, how did it go nowhere? Yeah, that's amazing. Isn't that
According
incredible?
to his missing thing, it does say 5'7", 190.
Back to Kitterman.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
No.
I don't believe he's only 10 pounds bigger than me.
It's no wonder they didn't find him. They were listing the wrong stats. That little fella was out rummaging through bushes and shit at 4'9". You know, everybody's looking for somebody 5'7", 190. Look at that little fella.
You look at
That's hilarious.
Jay, I know I'm 6'2", but I'm like 180. There is no way looking at him that he's only 10 pounds bigger than me.
Yeah. Although if he's 3'6".
Yeah.
Okay, well.
That picture is hilarious because the whole time I thought he was sitting down until you pointed out, like, look how wee he is. And that guy to the left is like either 7 foot tall or he's like an average height. And Kitterman, look at that stash though. God damn, is that beautiful?
It's Loraxian.
Yeah, it's very Loraxian. Wow. He's got the perfect tan for it too. I'm glad he's home and safe. Look at that. Look at that.
I want to know when they're gonna finally come out and like we need to hear what finally happened.
What the hell was that?
Because
it's just a breakdown, dude.
Yeah, he showed signs that he knew what he was doing. He knew people were looking for him.
And that's the thing too, is you see this picture. This was taken minutes before.
Yeah,
you know,
it was at that game.
Yeah, how can you have such a debilitating breakdown minutes later after sitting there with your family?
5 beers deep before halftime, went into John. Someone gave him a bump.
Yeah.
He's off and running. Next thing you know, he's hiding in trees, ditching his hat, contemplating turning into Joe Miller and losing the stash. Thank God he thought better of that.
This game is awesome.
That would have been tragic.
This game is awesome.
First fucking football game ever at 53.
Yeah.
He's a big fan.
Yeah. Look at that. Whew.
You know, he looks about 170. Assuming he's 5'7".
You think?
Yeah.
Just the head alone.
Just the head alone.
Well, no, doesn't he have
the head alone looks
a big
like
guy head? Like
he does have a big guy head.
Yeah, but
that
when you see him
stash
in a
alone will weigh
t-shirt,
8 pounds.
He looks pretty. His arms look
I
pretty
guess
thin
what
in a
they
t-shirt.
say though. I mean,
they're looking for him.
That's what the missing.
They wanted to find him.
Right. Whether he is that or not, that's what they were looking for. As a man 5'7", 190. What was that? Like it came from his license, and his license was 10 years old.
Probably.
I think my license right now says I'm like 155 or something, and I'm 180.
That's funny.
Well, ever since I've known you, you've been a bit doughy and supple.
Oof. What would you weigh right now if you stepped on a scale?
I tell you, I think it's like 180.
Oh boy, are you ashamed of that?
Yeah, I'm not too happy about it. But...
How much are you gonna weigh after next week with all your lunches?
Oh my God. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
none of them are going to health
Look,
places either.
6'2", 180 is not a problem, dude.
I know, that's the funny
part. Not a problem at all.
It's probably more. I'm serious.
You're
it's
on the
probably
thin
more
side.
normal than I'm supposed to have been.
You just don't hold it well. You need more core work.
I know. I'm gonna start adding that into my routine pretty soon. He's right. My core is shit. There's no question.
Yeah, but it's always been shit.
No, even when I was really, really in shape, it was. Like I never.
You were ripped at one point. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, aerobically, when I was no, dude. I don't care what you do. I was very in shape aerobically a few years right before I met you. It was right before I met you, but it was still
shredded
the core.
6-pack, 8-pack.
No, I said aerobically. I mean,
Aerobically.
like running wise, and like my lungs and my lung capacity. I was really in some good shape at one point, but my core was still. I was with a personal trainer for like a little bit. And she said I was probably like one of the better aerobically people she's ever had.
And you tried to hold a plank for 10
seconds.
seconds.
And then she tried having me do some core workout, and I was just horrible.
Yeah.
Plank means a lot to the runny. You got to work on this because I know Adam's out there in Colorado training at altitude, doing core work.
I'm gonna come to you in about a couple weeks here, and I'll get a core routine going. Maybe I'll go to one of your wife's classes.
There you go.
Yeah, she'd have you. She'd whip your ass.
She would whip your
That'd
ass.
take it to you. By the way, we yesterday on our first show back after Halloween, we were discussing all the accidents that happened and the kids that were run over and they made an arrest in the Los Angeles one, the Santa Ana one,
With
where
the
those
twins.
the twins and their friend who were all mowed
Wasn't
down.
that the one where the person went off the sidewalk or something, or no?
No, they were in a crosswalk,
Mhm.
and he just wailed them.
Yeah, and there were 2 guys at least in that car. They've made a couple arrests. I haven't seen any more details on it. Now, I pulled that up earlier. You want to see? Maybe they've given their names out by now, E, if you can search that. And then there was a, I don't know if you saw this story. I saw this the other day and forgot, and it was a little bit Halloween related.
How is this even possible, by the way?
I don't know. And people have probably heard this story, but police say they arrested the same woman twice in less than 3 hours for driving drunk. The 26-year-old, her name's Catherine Butler, of Rochester, New York, was arrested around 2 a.m. Saturday for driving without headlights. Smart move at 2 a.m.
Jeez.
They believe she was coming from a Halloween party. She was charged with DWI, and a friend picked her up from the police department just before 5 a.m. So they let her go. Police say they picked her up again just a few hours later. Officers say Butler was swerving in and out of her lane. She was charged with a second DWI. She's been arrested before, unfortunately. DWI in 2006, DWI in 2011.
Oh, she's fucked.
Dude.
But the best part is she was dressed like a Walking Dead character or something, like a zombie for her party, and her first mugshot. And then her second mugshot, 3 hours later, she's got the makeup off and everything.
So she went home. She got a shower.
Cleaned up a little bit.
Cleaned up. You think she'd be feeling better, sober up a bit, jumps back in her car. Second
Or
DUI.
maybe made it realize that, hey, don't drive again. You already.
You're right. Think something like that would happen.
What I want to know is how you get thrown in the drunk tank at
And then
2
let
a.m.
go.
and leave at 4:50.
Kidding.
How does that happen? Like, they must have been overcrowded as shit.
Yeah.
But I've never been a fan of that. I think it's kind of a cheap shot to, if you go home and sleep after drinking all night, you should be able to get in the car and drive around the next morning, right? I hate the morning after drunk drivings, which is kind of the trap she's fallen into here, right?
You're right, dude. You know what's funny? That is such a funny point. There's so many times when I'm at my buddies, and you do no.
Why does that matter though? If you think, I
No,
get
you're
what
right.
you're
No,
saying.
you're right. No.
It's like shit, dude. I went home and everything, and tried
no.
to sleep it off.
Well, I'm saying there's so many times that I've probably passed
Seems
out.
like a cheap shot.
You know, at 3. I wake up at freaking 8. I'm just like, I just need to get home. Fuck this. And in reality, even though it's 8 in the morning, probably, you know, if you get pulled over.
Yeah, you're fucked. How big of a dick would you feel like then? Go to the drunk tank at 8 a.m. and you think you've done the responsible thing and stayed on your buddy's couch?
Just feel like ass.
Feel like
you know?
shit.
You just wanted
Yeah.
to get home and lay down, take a shower, whatever, and here
Yeah.
you are. Fuck.
Yeah, that sucks. Oh, that would suck. So I kind of feel bad for her in that respect. She clearly she thought she sobered up a little bit. She was sober enough for them to let her. What would be bad is if she continued drinking,
Yeah.
which easily could have happened. We've been there, right? Everyone in the room can say they've been there.
Of course.
Little hair of the dog. Figure you just got a DWI. Might as well party a little bit, right?
Yeah, might as well.
But hop in the car. But yeah, it sounds like she's got
a problem, does she?
Maybe, perhaps.
4 DUIs.
4 DUIs at 26.
That fucking, I mean, dude, that just bugs the fuck out of me sometimes when I see those people, like, because it's like I'll be the one that will get screwed. I haven't had anything, and I'm 30, haven't had anything, and then you see these people on the road, suspended license, all this multiple DUIs, and they're still out there. I'm sorry, but like, how are they still out on the road?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 1 DUI, I get it. For sure, I get it. But like
Yeah, there's
3.
There's a weird thing where when you're driving around, like I thought I was kind of invincible, like, I got this thing down, and I got away with it for a long time. I mean, the time I got pulled over for drunk driving was bullshit. Was total bullshit. Oh, it still pisses me off that I used my 1 free pass.
But you had done it 5,000 times before.
True. And much worse condition. But yeah, do you still have that feeling like, I can get away with it?
Personally, I am not someone who drives Buzz. I'm someone who, honestly, I've always been like that. I have 2 beers, maybe 3, and I don't drive. I just don't. I either stay or I've never been to. I've always had either a designated driver or I just stay somewhere.
Such a clear, responsible rule for drunk driving, but yet for texting.
Knew that was coming.
Yet for texting.
Yeah. Well, it's more just about not wanting to get a DUI and fines and fees.
It's all selfishness. Doesn't care.
Not about the road.
Yeah.
Well, no, but Jay,
and the texting. I gotta get back to that guy about that thing.
Guy on Facebook.
Friended me. Said he liked my picture.
I'm almost to 350. I gotta get to 350.
Those tweets could be the
Could be the difference.
Well, we plugged this earlier. We mentioned that the American Psycho-style double slaying. This is in Hong Kong. Police have charged a British investment banker who worked for the Bank of America with the gruesome slayings of 2 women, including one whose body was found near decapitated. For some reason, I don't think this is like ISIS related, but they found one stuffed into a suitcase on a balcony in the man's luxury
It's
apartment.
like 3 or 4 days old, right? He had.
Yeah. Yep.
When they got there, they got to his apartment. It was like a scene from that movie. If anybody's seen that movie, the guy just goes nuts, and just.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a freaky ass movie.
What is he talking about? Huey Lewis.
Yes.
Having 4 #1 singles off their sports album and
Yeah.
Whitney Houston. Pop culture references, yeah. But he's got like a chainsaw out, and
he's behind her, right, in the kitchen, and he's just getting stuff out, getting ready to go. There's like a head in the freezer as he opens the freezer door. You know what I mean? And she's just sitting there, just unknowingly about to get slaughtered as he's putting plastic out and everything.
Yeah,
And,
very Dexterish.
yeah,
crazy.
But he was really exquisite in his presentation in terms of wearing a suit and this investment banker and all this stuff.
You mean Christian Bale's character? Yeah. Yep. And
Creepy movie.
This guy looks like a dolt, but his name is Rurik Judding. He's 29 years old, Cambridge University graduate, had been working at Bank of America Merrill Lynch trader in Hong Kong. So he's trading for Merrill Lynch through Bank of America in Hong Kong until he suddenly quit his job last week. They've identified the victim as an Indonesian national who frequents the red light district, so a hooker. Hong Kong media is saying that she's a hooker. And in the early hours Saturday, Hong Kong police answered a call to his 31st floor apartment in the upscale complex, a popular address for foreign expatriate bankers. So they go in there, and it's, as you described, Jay, like a scene from, there's blood everywhere. He's standing over this chick with a knife. So they walked in to find him in a blood-splattered living room, standing over an unconscious naked female with knife wounds to her throat and buttocks. God, dude, walking amongst us, as you say, Jay. Walking amongst us.
Totally, he's a banker.
Yeah.
This isn't just some dude living in a basement, living with his
Plotting
parents
evil.
at 30.5, just a freaky guy. This is a guy who's out there with a real job.
Yep.
Do you have
Making
to say
big money.
30.5 every time?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I wasn't referring to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Why would you automatically assume he was
he's
talking
got a
about
parent
you?
guy living at home in his parents' basement.
Why are you so
30.5.
sensitive? There are a lot of 30-and-a-half-year-olds living in mom's basement.
Not
How
that
do you
Jay
know he was
knows.
talking about you?
Not that Jay knows, correct.
Good point.
You're the only one.
A knife was seized in the apartment along with sex toys and cocaine. He was immediately taken into custody. It wasn't until 8 hours later that they searched the entire apartment, and then they see this suitcase just sitting out on the balcony.
Oh, what's that doing out there?
It's crazy. Sitting in the heat.
Ugh.
For 3 days, they open it up, and there's a dead woman stuffed in there.
Damn it, man.
Yeah,
Dude, we don't
have corpse.
We don't have time right now, but the next dead body story, I've got a friend whose dad owned a funeral home.
Ugh.
And he's commented, he listens, and he's like, "Oh my God, if you guys ever have a question about like decay of bodies and stuff like that, because
Really?
how we're always like, how is that mummified? That's bullshit. This word mummified. And all this.
Yeah. He can answer
He's
that.
told me all sorts of stuff that he's come across.
Oh, let's call him.
Yeah, we will. We
Get
don't have
into
time
that
today, but
line
we'll
of
get with
work.
Gary.
No.
Yeah.
but-
Oh, dude.
I mean, I could never.
I know.
Like the mortician.
Yeah, I can never
Especially
do
back
that
in the
either.
day when they're like, I don't do it as much anymore, but when they would live in the place.
Yeah.
Ugh. This chick, by the way, was a 25-year-old Samardi Ningsi. Her body had already begun to decompose. Been left there in the heat, humidity for at least 3 to 4 days before it was discovered. Wouldn't that stink to high heaven? You would
Ugh.
think a rotting, decomposing body on the balcony would stink up the entire floors.
Right.
They discovered. Oh, yeah. This isn't going to help him. They discovered at least 2,000 images and videos of the 2 victims on his phone.
2,000?
Yes. They reportedly include videos of him of Judding's carnal encounters, so when he's banging them, with the women, and also morbid selfies with an already deceased Ningsi.
Ugh.
Yeah, he appeared today in a Hong Kong court where the magistrates heard that police declined Judding's request to contact the British consulate
general and the lawyer he wanted. Police said he has to choose from a list of provided attorneys. This has got them kind of freaking out because there's just not that much violent crime in Hong Kong.
Very few homicides, right?
Yeah, like
15 per year.
14 this year.
Yeah.
14
What the hell?
of them.
It's an enormous city.
Yeah, it's huge. 8 million people?
How is that possible?
I don't know. 14 of them this last year. One of the safest cities in the world, despite being one of the most densely populated. 7 million residents, I'm sorry. But they do point to a couple infamous ones. I don't know if you'll remember these, but last year, Henry Chow, Hull Luing, and a friend allegedly killed, dismembered, salted, and cooked Chow's parents.
Oh, salted.
And cooked. Police later found the dismembered bodies of his parents, along with their heads and organs, inside 2 refrigerators. They were so gruesome, the details, that 2 jurors quit during the trial.
Is that a thing that could happen, Jay? Like, not to be weird, but like you
Quit
could quit because of that.
Apparently in Hong Kong.
I've never heard of that.
The infamous 99 Hello Kitty murder also sent shockwaves through Hong Kong when a nightclub hostess was kidnapped, tortured, and eventually died in custody. In an effort to hide the body, kidnappers tried to hide the victim's head inside a Hello Kitty doll.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So there you go.
Can't make that shit up.
No, you can't. And then lastly, really quick, and then do we have any email, Jay? A couple to get to, and I know you got to run here.
Yeah.
The naming rights. I wanted to do this yesterday, just mention it. I don't know if you saw this baby giraffe that was born in Dallas.
Totally saw that. No, it was on a video. It was in Memphis. It's been going around Facebook. They actually show the birth of this giraffe, which is insanely weird.
Yeah.
To see this mama giraffe walking around and like hoofs hanging out. And the commentary on the video, oh my goodness, she's about to give birth, and so they of course chop up the video. It could have been a series of hours, but you watch this thing just flop out from a giraffe vagine, which is probably 5 feet high, right? The thing flops out on the ground. The mom goes over and sort of nudges it a little bit, pulls a little bit of residue off it, and the thing stands up on these 3-foot legs.
Wobbly legs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
6 feet tall. The
crazy,
baby is.
man.
6 feet. Wow.
And walking day one. See, Ead's way behind that.
Oh yeah. He can
they
barely
sold
lift that heat of his.
They sold the naming rights to this giraffe to someone for $50,000.
Why would
someone paid $50,000?
Some company?
No, that's what they were worried about.
The Mascotech giraffe.
Yes, but it wasn't a company. It wasn't a business, so it was an individual. If that was me, I swear, they're like, any name you want, I would name the thing Fuckface. Just like, oh, this is our new giraffe, Fuckface. I mean, seriously,
Yes.
if you paid $50,000, it better not be like Sticks or Stilts or something.
Oh, that's what it's gonna be.
Oh, wouldn't that suck? You better name it Cockface or, I mean,
Panisse.
Vagina? Panisse?
I don't know, man.
They're
You
going
got
to
too much
announce the
money
name
laying around.
soon, later today even maybe. So, yeah, see if you can if they've announced the birth of Fuckface yet.
Hey, Amanda writes in.
Amanda Hug and Kiss?
No. Amanda wrote in, and you know what? We're a day late on this. She wanted us to wish her husband Scott, her great husband Scott, a happy birthday.
I love Scott.
So belated happy birthday to Scott.
Hey, Scott.
He's a huge listener, huge fan, and
That's awesome.
she thought he'd be surprised by that. She said he made me listen to you guys for hours when we were on our nine-hour trip to Pennsylvania recently. So
really, she made her listen
sounds
against
like
her will.
Yeah. Sounds like he made her, but now she likes us. So.
Oh, okay. That's all we can ask for.
Happy
Thanks,
birthday, Scott.
Happy birthday, buddy. Many more.
Many more. Hey, our MySpace, I think, is picking up a little bit of steam.
Really? What do we have?
Not really.
3 people now?
Well, friend number 2 wrote in, Aaron. Hey, guys, it's true. I'm a legit fan, huge, long-time DNM fan. TDC is my morning drive show. I don't miss an episode, blah, blah, blah. And then she did that little winky face.
Nice. Like he's a hooker.
Yes, very much like that.
Mm-hmm.
Checked out MySpace for the first time this week since 2002. After I received an email from them reminding me I still had an account. Surprised I could figure out how to connect with you. Definitely different than it was before. Love the show. Keep up the great work. Can't wait to see the new logo and stuff. Goodbye, BUI.
That's hilarious.
And so she's our friend number 2. Do you even call them friends or connections or connections?
Connections? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's what it says on their site.
All right.
And then lastly, We will do this one.
All right.
Speaking of stank, dead hookers in suitcases.
Mhm.
This has kind of a stanky theme to it. Mike and Jay, last week you were talking about a story regarding Kim Jong-un's cyst that caused him to be out of the public eye for several weeks. And by the way, this is Tim writing in.
All right.
It made me think back to an ungodly experience I went through this past spring and figured it was so gross I had to share it. About a year and a half ago, I started to develop a small cyst on the back of my neck. It was about the size of a pea and was hidden by my shirt collar, so I didn't care much. Over the next several months, the cyst continued to grow in size, but as most guys do, I ignored it and hoped it went away. Well, it didn't. It continued to grow, and when it reached the size of a ping pong ball, I had no choice but to go to the doctor. Just imagine this.
I know what's
thing.
coming. I know what's coming.
The doctor looked at it and said it was just a simple cyst and that the removal procedure can be done in office. He called a nurse into the room to help and proceeded to inject the numbing agent into my neck. Once the area was numb, he cut into it to start the draining process. The moment he made the cut, the entire room was filled with the most horrific smell. Seriously, we are talking Big E's taint after 2 unwashed weeks of running in August heat. The smell was that bad. The cyst took 20 minutes to drain, followed by 20 minutes of ripping out scar tissue. The whole procedure was absolutely brutal. I don't care what doctors get paid. It wasn't enough for the horror that he and the nurse had to endure while draining that nasty thing. When it was all said and done, he had to place a medical wick into the incision to draw itself to the surface.
Is that the
No, it's like drawing the infection out. Ugh.
my God.
Because not only was the cyst the size of a ping pong ball on the top, but it also went 3/4 inch deep into my neck. The doctor said that had I not removed it when I did, the cyst would have continued to grow and would have become intertwined with the top of my spine.
Holy shit.
I guess the lesson is, if you ever have some medical issue, let's go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor.
Dude,
it's not going to get better on its own.
So maybe little Oon just ignored his cyst, and it just got really, really bad. And,
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
Goodbye,
bad.
BUI, Tim. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for that picture. Ugh.
That's, yeah. Oh, I thought you actually had a picture.
No, for that.
Mind's eye.
Hey, everybody. Foosball and ping pong in the lobby. The hottest sales staff in Oakland County. That's right. Head to Zott Ford and Holly. They are the dealership that not only wants to treat you like royalty, but give you an additional $500 on your trade-in when you tell them that the Detroit Cast sent you. Zott Ford is located just north of Great Lakes Crossing on Holly Road, just off I-75. That's exit 98 on East Holly Road. So head on up there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And we should mention, too, that Ed made his generous offer.
Yeah, don't forget about Ed's offer. Ed offered the following. If you buy this week, he will pay your first payment up to $350.
Yeah.
And you'll be invited to his party on Saturday,
the
November 8th.
We're going to bring this whole operation over there and do a broadcast.
So get out to Zott Ford.
Yeah, go out there and tell them Big E or the Detroit Cast sent you, and yeah, they'll take good care of you. They're actually listeners of the show, which is huge for us. We need people that are on board with us, that get it, that aren't afraid of dick jokes and our senses of humor. Stuff that you could never get away with saying on regular radio. You just couldn't. The FCC would pull this show within one day. They're not afraid of it, and so that's really who we're interested in getting advertising with this show, is people that understand what we're doing, don't want to squash that about us, and it's going to be a tough sell for a lot of corporate America to jump on board with us. So people like Zott Ford are very important to us, so we hope you guys will at least consider them when you're looking to buy a car, and if it's a situation where they're just too far out there, they'll deliver to you right to your home. So something to think about, and it will definitely help this show out. Please mention you heard it here. So with that, I think we're good, right, Jay?
Yep.
We'll call it a day there. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Thanks for checking out the Detroit Cast, and please continue to share the episodes and send us an email. Go to our site. Our emails are all right there. And we'll see you tomorrow for an all-new Wednesday edition of the Detroit Cast.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.